The pain or failure of my past does not determine the possibility of my future. Today, I'm coming for you. I'm not coming for you specifically. I'm coming for that little tiny voice in your head that is always nudging you to fall back a little bit, to not try what you've been dying to try for so long, to avoid the possibility that you may or may not fail. Man, this little voice is lying to you. It's lying to you about who you are, what you can do, and what you can accomplish. Today, I'm saying, fuck that little voice of self-doubt. Don't listen to your brain's excuses. See, I know that everybody deals with this little war, this little battle between ourselves when we want to try something, when we want to talk to that girl or that boy, or we want to fill out for a new job, we want to take on a new career, we want to learn a new skill. Some little voice rises up in our heads and says, no, you can't do it. And I don't care whether you're a millionaire, billionaire, living paycheck to paycheck, someone highly successful that everyone knows, whether you're famous or the most obscure person in the world, we all deal with self-doubt. I know personally, I got this little voice in my head, this little voice in my head that when I want to try something, sows this little seed of self-doubt. It speaks a word saying, no, you can't. Yeah, that probably ain't gonna work. That's not possible. Maybe next time. Let's wait a little minute. You know the one I'm talking about. It's amazing how a little voice of encouragement can either expand our universe, or how this little voice of doubt can become so loud, or even worse, have so much power and restraint over so many of our lives. What if I told you you were a liar? Not you, but that little voice in your head. It's a liar. It doesn't lie to people, but it lies to you. It lies to you about who you are, what you can do, and what you can accomplish. And since you believe that little voice to be you, the biggest obstacle between you and you is you. Again, stop lying to yourself. Maybe that's probably the wrong word to use. Maybe a better way of putting it is, stop doubting yourself. You are more. You're capable. You're possible. Not possible in the sense that you exist. You're already doing that. When I say you're possible, I'm speaking to the evolution of all that you aspire to become. Your thoughts allow you to rise to the occasion or fall in paralysis. Both the man who says he can and the man who says he can't. All right, rise above negative opinions of yourself and the negative opinions of others. Be honest, the negative opinions of others don't matter anyway. They matter the least. Now that we're aware that this little voice of doubt is preventing us from achieving, how do we move forward? Personally, I treat it like the opposite is. See, my way of dealing with it. First, I cast out negative thoughts. Then I immediately tell myself that I can do whatever it is that little voice tells me that I can't do. Yes, I can! And then I try it. I force myself to try it. I'm not talking life or death stuff. You'll be amazed at how often this little voice pops up and tells you you can't do the smallest thing. So for me, I cast it out. I tell myself that I can do it. And then I force myself to do it, or at least try. Over time, it's shown me that 9 times out of 10, I'm more than what that little voice will have me to believe. And I'm competitive, so believe I'm keeping score. Real talk, the more I win, the less volume and the less influence over me that little voice has. It's the battle amongst ourselves, within ourselves that we all face. I just made it up in my mind that it's me versus him, and I'm gonna win. Another thing that I've learned is that doubt, guilt, and shame, they're all friends of darkness. So I simply choose to live in light. If that little voice in my head says, feel guilty, feel ashamed of a setback or falling short of a goal, then I simply bring it to the light. I have a whole conversation with myself about it. If that don't work, I talk to a trusted friend or confidant. See, I'm lucky I got this baddie of a wife who she kind of make me believe that I can do whatever I put my mind to. That type of belief in me, on top of my belief in myself, is invaluable. I wouldn't trade that for the world. Another good tip is journal. Write this stuff down. It's good to at least get it out instead of bottling it in. I know a lot of us are holding so much in, holding on to so much, and it's hurting us, y'all. It's hurting us physically and mentally. It's hurting our hearts. It's hurting our minds. It's hurting the people around us. So if you can, at least journal it. If you have somebody, a friend or a confidant, a spouse, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a childhood friend, whatever, somebody who you can trust them with it. It'll also show that self-doubt that I do have somebody, because self-doubt would try to tell you that you don't have nobody, and it's not true. Here's the cheat code, y'all. Revisit setbacks and triumphs. Learn from them. We avoid them too much because we don't revisit our setbacks. And notice I'm not even saying failures, because anything that you once thought was a failure can quickly be turned into a setback, which ultimately propels you into a new you, the evolution of you. And that's all we're really looking for. Again, the main thing is don't cover it up. Learn from it. Covering whatever it is up gives that little voice more power. It gives it the ability to manipulate you more and more and more. Covering up gives that little voice more power and manipulation of your thoughts and actions. It'll gain more power to tell you that nobody wants you, nobody loves you, nobody will understand, so let's keep this between us. As if y'all best homeboys. Y'all ain't. It's you versus him, always. It's you versus that little voice in your head that's trying to make you believe that you are not enough, that you are unworthy, that you are unloved, that it's you versus the world. And that's not true. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. It's all lies. But the more power it gains, the harder it is to overcome. The harder it is to break free. Another tried and true method, y'all, is I put the right stuff in and create a barrier to reject the negative stuff. I'm talking about protecting the paint like the Kimbe.
Not in my house.
And I don't care who or where it comes from. If it's from my mom, my dad, my wife. It don't be from my wife, y'all, so don't get to talking. But the point is, if it's negative, it doesn't belong on my mental. It doesn't belong in me. It gotta get rejected. And I'm not talking about critiquing or positive feedback to help me move forward. I'm talking about outright negativity. So I reject it and feed myself the fruit of positive thoughts. I also don't hang around negative people or negative environments. Encouraging, uplifting environments for your man. I don't do too much negative. And don't sleep on the influence of your environment or your ability to choose a better one. Change your mind, change your environment, change your life. If all this is new to you, it may not be easy, but it's not as hard as you think either. The most important thing that you need to know is that it's possible. You're gonna have to come out your shell a little bit. It'll be a little uncomfortable, but transformative change is uncomfortable. Transformative thinking and living, it comes with a little discomfort. Another cheat code is embrace the discomfort. The more comfortable you get with positive discomfort, I'm telling you, you don't even have like ups and downs. You simply like flow through life's tests and trials and journeys while progressing along the way. Simply put, breaking free requires some form of courage. Be courageous, believe in you, develop a certain mettle, a certain grit. I love that word grit, man. It's honestly one of the pillars of who I am. No matter what the situation is, I got this like reassurance that it honestly came from growing up in church. They used to say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And me being the short 5'5" guy that I am, I always wanted to go up against the big guys. I've always been an underdog, and so I've had to develop this grit, this mettle, and it pays off. So I can go into a room where I think, well, that little voice can say they don't want you to succeed, and I can tell myself they do want me to succeed. And even if they don't, I'm still gonna succeed. Just talking to myself, reaffirming things within myself before I even hit the opposition. And to be honest, I don't even look at them as opposition. I just look at them as, I'm gonna turn you from red to green. By the end of whatever it is that I'm doing, hopefully I can make this a strong relationship, develop a certain mettle, a certain grit that will fight tooth and nail to your very last breath to reassure you that you are possible, that your goals are possible, that your success is possible, that your fulfillment, your joy, your happiness is possible. You gotta feed that part of you, the part of you that says, I can. Because your thoughts have a direct correlation to your success. And your success has a direct nexus to your self-perception. Persistence, perseverance, patience. It's a cycle. Persistence, perseverance, and patience will champion your goals. I implore you, if I do nothing else, build some type of self-confidence. Build a position that you have self-worth. You, not the clothes that you have, Not the car that you drive, not the house that you live in, not the money in your bank account. You, man, you capable and worthy of good things. You are capable and worthy of good things. I'm just daring you. Sending y'all good vibes, you dig? Now go conquer your thoughts, conquer your self-esteem, conquer your life. Cultivate worthiness. This is all things connected. Peace.